This is a story about God's people joining together with the community to do something about the desperate plight of homeless single mothers and children. It began in 1999 when the pastors of several Christian churches in Maple Valley were meeting weekly in prayer for their congregations and community. It quickly became apparent that each of the churches shared a common challenge: how to help single mothers and their children who had either lost housing or were about to lose it. The cost of housing in the area had risen dramatically, putting safe, affordable housing out of the reach of many lower-income families. When an 8-unit apartment property became available in Maple Valley, the leadership from Generational Hope Christian Center brought a challenge to the other churches: to transform a dark and decaying property into a place of hope and new life for homeless single mothers and their young children. The churches immediately responded by organizing a 7-week seed fast that culminated in individuals, families, and groups bringing in over $90,000 at an all-church celebration gathering. The down payment was made and property acquired in June 2000. The mission was clear: to provide transitional housing and support services to homeless single mothers and their children, using biblically based programs that would promote self-sufficiency and foster positive transformation in their lives. But first, the challenge of transforming the property into safe, pleasant homes loomed ahead. The immensity of the project quickly became clear as workers began the job. Regrettably, the property had been allowed to deteriorate into a condition of decay, dampness, and extreme disrepair. Several units were unlivable when Vine Maple Place acquired the property. Nevertheless, the vision remained strong. The word went out and work began. Volunteers came in and started by tearing out large areas of dry rot damaged floors and walls, reconstructing complete sections at a time. The broken, leaking, and inefficient single-pane windows were torn out and replaced with new double-pane windows paid for with a grant from the city of Maple Valley. Heavy equipment was brought in to clear away the huge wall of brush surrounding the property. Workers from the county fixed water drainage problems. Yards and yards of molded and stained carpeting and hundreds of pounds of trash were removed. Old plumbing and worn wiring were upgraded and replaced. Complete rooms were gutted. Volunteers of all ages contributed to the enormous effort. There were father and son teams, mothers and daughters, individuals, and large groups, all working together to make a difference in our community. Some painted inside, some painted outside. Some tore down, others built up. The Maple Valley office of Windermere Real Estate adopted Vine Maple Place as their office project, investing many hours in painting and refurbishment efforts. Volunteers from Kiwanis and Rotary came to help. Recruits from many local businesses and groups joined with volunteers from the churches to restore this property back to a life of usefulness in the community. Several Eagle Scout projects included the construction of a safety fence and a bus stop shelter for the children. Thousands of hours of volunteer labor and thousands of dollars in donated funds were invested in transforming this property into a safe place for families to stay while working to overcome difficult life situations. Gradually, the transformation effort turned from rebuilding homes to rebuilding lives. The workers moved out and the families moved in. The goal became to successfully transition families into permanent housing through drug-free and alcohol-free living, job training, life skills development, and spiritual discipleship. Regular meetings with an on-site case manager focus on developing and implementing a family transition plan. Goals are set and monitored with a focus on achieving stability and self-sufficiency for the family. On-site training takes place using biblically based teachings in areas such as money management, job readiness, parenting skills, healthy relationships, and more. Trained volunteer mentors are teamed up with the moms to provide loving encouragement and fellowship along the way. Women needing and qualifying for additional education are provided partial scholarships through the Faith Gudgel Taylor Memorial Scholarship Fund. The focus is on helping the mother develop work skills that will put her on track to obtaining a livable wage job to support herself and her family. The churches express God's love by providing support emotionally, spiritually, and financially for families on the sometimes difficult road to recovery. Though not required to, families are encouraged to explore spiritual development and to build healthy support networks through the local churches. Family support teams are recruited to provide services such as car repairs, dental care, hairstyling, and more. Volunteer tutors help mothers and children succeed in studies, which contributes to successes in other areas of their lives. Vine Maple Place is a place of new beginnings for mothers like Lori, who came escaping a domestic abuse situation. She and her daughter arrived with just what would fit in her old car. She had no home, no job, and no family to help. She was accepted into the program at Vine Maple Place, and the folks at Real Life Church immediately came alongside her. Right away, she began implementing the program, meeting with her case manager, and attending life skills training sessions. She got a job and became very active in her church, and after 1 year, successfully transitioned out of Vine Maple Place. Lori is now happily married to a man she met through her church. Vine Maple Place is also a place of new beginnings for children. It's a safe place for kids to just be kids. Sadly, children are often the silent victims of the trauma of homelessness and abuse. An on-staff children's advocate oversees the health, safety, and well-being of the 10 to 15 children typically on site at any given time. When a quiet, withdrawn, or fearful child is given a safe and loving place to grow and heal, a marvelous transformation takes place. Joy and laughter replace fear and anxiety as they respond to the love and prayers lavished on them. Confidence grows as they explore new places and make new friends. Children are able to focus on their studies, not where they may be sleeping that night. Vine Maple Place is a story of God's love and faithfulness being lived out every day through generous and kind people willing to share time and resources in giving hope to those who have none. It's a story of a community coming together to make a positive difference in the lives of women and children, both now and in generations to come. And it's a story that will continue through the support and efforts of many, many dedicated donors and volunteers. For that, we give thanks.